Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. So, this is your weekly tarot reading for Aquarius, September 22nd. Let's begin. See how you are doing. I'm an Aquarius moon, so this is for me to listen to about how I'm thinking. But let's do a general spread for Aquarius and see how this plays out. Cuddle so you get a kitty on my lap. Cosmo was screaming in the last video. I had to close the door. Usually I put him in here, but he gets loud. There he goes. All right, here we go, Aquarius. Nine of Swords is the first thing that shows up for us, and that has to do with feeling as if your voice isn't. Now, this is the back row, and the back row of the starting row is the thing that tells us we have, the thing that we're dealing with from last week moving into the next. So Nine of Swords feeling like we don't have a voice, and then we have the Ten of Coins, and the Ten of Coins being your like contracts or judgments. Judgment was a big player in the Capricorn reading. We see the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. So, and then the Knight of Coins. So what this tells me for Aquarius is that there are a lot of decisions you don't feel like you have a voice in. They're causing you to be quite emotional. The Knight of Cups being something overly emotional, and you're feeling all over the place. And when this is in play, usually it means that we're feeling overwhelmed by something, or that there is, just our reserves might be a little bit low. And so as we have these emotions coming up, we're really practicing with EQ. And I will say that Aquarius is doing a stellar job because we have the King of Cups in play. So the King of Cups is your EQ, and it is having like that expertise of being able to respond rather than react. So Aquarius might be starting some new job ventures, or having some new employment, or feeling as if you're starting over, worried about your job. We do see the Queen of Wands, so you're really kind of staying with what you're doing now. He's got little needles. So we have the Knight of Coins, which could possibly be you having something like a new project or a new job, so that something new that you're working on that you're uncomfortable with, because when you do something new, it always feels like you're feeling exposed, or people are watching you, or you have maybe someone in management that's watching. That's kind of ridiculous, people that micromanage. So it's always uncomfortable. So the Eight of Wands, Justice card, and the Moon card. Let's see. We do have a new job coming for some of us. I see a job offer or collaboration, but here's the thing going on with Aquarius. They don't want to be blocked in. We have the Ten of Swords. And when we have the Ten of Swords in play, what we're looking at is this idea, that we don't want to be blocked in or overcommitted, and we're kind of split on our decision on how we want to move forward. So we have the Two of Wands, which is you talking yourself into and out of this situation, back and forth. So we have the, this might be you taking a choice between two separate positions, like six of one, half dozen of the other, or this might even be that you're talking yourself into and out of a certain situation and you just can't decide. Occasionally, this card refers to you being between two individuals, like your child and your spouse, a boss and another coworker, or like feeling like you're stuck in the middle, like a couple of friends or whatever. But this one actually feels as if you're so concerned about being overcommitted that you don't want to take on the wrong thing or get locked into something. This might be a job that you're not willing or wanting to do, and so you're feeling a little upset at being boxed in. However, it's not going to be the case. I am seeing that there is some elements of really good connections. This might even be something that has to do with family, because we see the Three of Cups. So this is you keeping your circle small. The Empress is in play, and so is the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is the card that really lets us know that we're going to be ripping and running this next week. And the Six of Swords is the card that tells us things are slightly going to feel like there's less pressure, and there's a little bit more free time, and not having as many tasks in front of us. So going from maybe the beginning of the week, Eight of Wands, being busy as shit, but I think it's all going to clear toward the last little bit. I will say that the Justice card in play is kind of confusing, but right next to the Moon card, I will indicate, will tell me that this is you planning for your future and getting very strict with yourself. So you might be sitting there saying, I can't decide where I'm going unless I know where I am. And it's a very hard thing to start really taking on your life, or take on anything emotional or anything financial, especially if you're trying to redo your budget after a shit show year with it. So the Moon card is about fear. Like, I'm worried if I find out more about how bad it is that I won't be able to fix it. But here's the truth: awareness is key. And if you don't really look at things and you don't really pay attention, they're gonna spiral out of control. So awareness is the first step. If you're an alcoholic or addicted to television or not working out, they're all habits, right? And so we got to look at where our goal is, where we're actually at, and what's realistic. And that takes like discipline. And in having discipline, we have the Emperor card. Emperor card was in play for Capricorn too, but for you in a big way, this is your big card. I just felt inspired to pull one more at the very end here. So on my YouTube, you can see these picture in picture and see how that played out. But right here, we have this Emperor, which means that it's time for you, Aquarius, to go out and you have to start taking leadership in your own life and the path that you're taking. So I would recommend that you really do that mapping and maybe get some help, get an accountant or get a counselor or a coach, get some therapy, like whatever it is that you're planning and mapping out. I see that you are going to have to take the first step. You can get support, but it's going to be up to you to get that. So let's pull some cards from the Mystic Dreamer deck and see what is in play for your moon reading for Aquarius moon. I thought you were sleeping. You're supposed to be sleeping, you little bougie brat. And hang out and play. Go to sleep. Bracelet. That bracelet's right in front of my face. Okay, Aquarius moon. Think and feel. Here we go. How many of you know that you're in what your moon sign is? I'm curious to know. Cosmo Goham. Here we go, Aquarius moon. 10 of Wands. So are you playing the victim here? I'm seeing the King of Cups, which is extremely emotional. 2 of Cups, relationship is high on your mind, Aquarius. Aquarius is defensive and feeling as if there is there's worry here when it comes to our relationships. I see Aquarius being a little bit behind the fence, making sure that they are protected, having a little defensive behavior. We have the 7 of Wands. So if you see here, she has all her weapons out. And with all these weapons in play, she's not doing anything about it. She's not striking out at anybody, but she's sitting behind this wall of protection. And so I'm seeing Aquarius have this 10 of Wands, which is burden, feeling like we have to carry this weight. And then we have things getting a little bit easier. We have the King of Cups and the 2 of Cups. We just kind of want things to go back the way they used to. But you know what? It's Pandora's box. We got to bring hope back. I said that. We got to bring hope back, because I think all of us are really feeling this energy right now where it's kind of hopeless to connect, because you can only meet people. Start that over. You can only meet others as deeply as you've met yourself, and others can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. So there's a lot of lack going on here, and we just want that one golden cup, silver cup right back there, shiny thing. And so these relationships that are in front of us are just not fulfilling it. This is the standard that we're holding to ourselves, holding up for ourselves. We have the 4 of Wands, which is commitment. So Aquarius is really looking at what commitment is looking like and playing out. I see the Ace of Cups, which is love. I'm also seeing the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is our card that usually tells us there's something going on the internet. So there might be a person that you meet on the internet, or you're looking on the internet, or maybe some online dating. I do feel as if Aquarius is coming out of some rocky ground right now and really wants things to level out. We have the 4 of Pentacles, which is fear, and we also have the 9 of Swords, which is insomnia, or feeling as if they're, someone is like having these dreams, vivid dreams, or staying up at night, like going over the litany of things that we have to do or did do or could happen. And so we feel as if things are never going to change. And there's the 8 of Pentacles, which is redundancy and repetition and doing the same thing over and over again. Yet I'm seeing, the Sun card, which is a lot of fun and a lot of play. And why am I feeling inspired to pull another card? So all of this turmoil, and it's funny because I just made a post about this in my Karma's, Good Karma shadow work group, where we talk about deeper things and can really bring out and unpack some of these feelings that come up. And I know that for myself, like dating is that whole, I made some bad choices in the past. So as like that subject comes up, it almost feels like a little terrifying, right? Like how do you step out into that and not worry that you're going to make the same mistakes, because we're still, wherever you are, there you are, right? So we have the Fool card, which is opportunities. So there's decisions to be made, Aquarius. This isn't the moment where you jump This is the moment where you think about and plan. So what equipment do I need? Where am I going to go? How am I going to show up? What kind of activities do I want? The Fool card is that analogy that you hear me use all the time, where I say this is the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz, the first one that Dorothy comes upon, and he's chilling, minding his own business, and here comes this chance, this opportunity, this moment. So the Fool card is that crossroads where you sit there and you decide, is this for me? Is this where I want to go? I mean, you could very well just stay where you are, and neither is a wrong answer. But there's opportunity out there for you, Aquarius, and I would suggest you get at it. Like, come from abundance and joy. The more you bring fear into your life by allowing it to take root, the more it presents itself. So make sure you I am yourself, train your brain, get your shit straight. Ooh, my left ear is ringing. Divine feminine, holla. So I do see a lot of celebration for you. Let me show you the joy. So even though we have these worries, you have joy. You have love. You have big love. You have beautiful emotions. You have opportunity. You have Four of Wands. I want you to put all these other things, because you got the Tower card on the other hand. Okay? You're being cheated on and lied to in the past. You're staying up overnight, going over and over and over shit in your head. You're being defensive. Take those shields down. If you want authentic relationships, you have to come from an authentic heart, right? You have to show that heart. If they don't have all the pieces, they don't know what they're buying into, right? So I want you to take all this joy and abundance, and I want you to look at this instead, because this isn't even 50-50. This is much, much more. But the problem is it's so much easier to believe in the negative. Okay, and you have more celebration here. Worry, you're afraid of things being the same over and over again, but they're not. You've done the work, Aquarius. So let me pull a card from Mystic Dreamer. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. You want to have a one-on-one with me and you want to meet in person, you got to ask for a specific appointment at Breathe, because I will go down to the Salt Room and meet with you at Breathe or St. George. It's an absolutely stunning property. I would suggest you check it out. I'm not sure if they still have the sessions there, but they have a free Halo therapy session for those of you that book with me. Thank you, Anubis, for your help. All right, Aquarius Moon, here's your message, darling. Gamble, woo! Roll the dice, baby. Take the risk. So this is your card that indicates that it's time for you to be risky. So what does risky look like? In coaching, we always talk about that Veritas Ganas. So my 90-day coaching class in PLD, Pace Setter Leadership Dynamic. By the way, this sits in front of me at all times. Once a leader, always a leader. Once you've been shown how to take leadership, it never goes away. You're going to always hold that integrity in your head. So with this card right here, we have the dice card. And so anything worthwhile is going to take risk. It's going to require you to step off a little bit and reach out a little further, stretch a little more. And Veritas Ganas, the truth in your belly, right? That was the name of my leadership team. Truth in your belly. Your belly's always going to talk to you about what's good for you. So take that risk, take that leap. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you on the flip side. And as I say all the time, meditate, first of all. Secondly, come from love. Always. It's the answer to everything, I promise you. You come from love, like unconditional love without any expectation, you can find the answer. So thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you tomorrow.